Welcome back. So, I am going to talk to you about business evolution. If you have ever told yourself, what if this idea that I'm going for is not what I want to do for the rest of my life and I will have wasted all of this time on this idea, then this episode is for you. Trailblazing out of corporate life didn't start out as trailblazing out of corporate life. In fact, it's gone through at least two other iterations. I'm going to tell you how everything started from the beginning. And it wasn't because I decided that I wanted to make websites for the rest of my life. That was not the first decision I made. So I was on maternity leave with my first son, who is now 8. So this was 8 years ago, 8.5 years ago. I was on maternity leave. And by the third month of maternity leave, I realized that I could do something more, right? I usually tell people, oh, I was bored. It's like I was bored. I had a newborn at home, but I really felt like I could do something else with my time. Like this was my perfect chance of have an entire month where I'm not working and that I could do something else. So I went down to my local diner and I asked if I could make their website for free. They said yes. So I made it. I posted it online. And ever since that moment, I have continued to get referrals from people who want me to make their website. I quickly got a client roster. I was not charging very much, not because that's what I recommend that people do, but because I didn't know any better. I didn't have a coach. I didn't have any good examples for what a business online would be like. I didn't even know there was an online community. I was just working from my heart. I was just doing what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. I was just purely running on passion. And so it took me a few years of getting some clients, charging just a little bit. And by the time that I had my second son, James, he's 2 years old now. By the time that I had him, I was making about $700 to $800 a month with my business, with my side business making websites. I had some contract clients. Sometimes I would get a big contract for for I don't know, $10,000. I think I had one for like $12,000. And that was a huge year for me where I would make $12,000 in one single contract. That was huge because I was charging $45 a month for maintenance for a website. I was not making a lot of money. So when my son was born and things started to happen at work that I was not really happy with, that's when I decided to finally just cut the ties and just start doing my business full time. But my business for the first 6 years, it was called In a Nutshell. That's still the name of it, my LLC. It was called In a Nutshell Web. And after that, when I started my business and I got myself a coach, which by the way, you guys, get yourself a coach, get yourself a mentor. Things don't move unless you have somebody, number one, keeping you accountable, and number two, getting you to do all the right things. It is so powerful. I got an awesome midterm review from my current Be Found program member who said that just the coaching alone that I incorporated into the Be Found program is like, we haven't even talked about the website in the program yet. They're only on week 3. And she said, just the coaching, just having me available all the time has been worth the entire price of the program. That's what she said. And I'm like, whoa, that's amazing. That's somebody who understands the value of coaching, right? So that's what happened to me. As soon as I got my coaches, when things started to really move. So anyway, end of parenthesis. Got myself a coach and I started doing market research and I realized, okay, I want to help corporate women, make websites. Well, it turns out that corporate women don't want to make websites, but they do have other dreams. So that was the beginning. That was the inception of Corporate Trailblazers, which was the first name of this podcast. If you go back the first 50 episodes, I would say, welcome to Corporate Trailblazers episode, whatever. That was the name of it then. So now you see that in a span of 8 years, at least up until that point, 6 years, it evolved. I started out not wanting to make websites for the rest of my life. That was not a motivation. That was not even a consideration. I was just working out of, what do I want to do now? what opportunities are open for me and what do I want to do next. So that's how I want you to think about the business that you're starting. Is you take one step and then it evolves next, and then it evolves, and then it evolves. The alternative would be to just let things evolve in your head. So if you've had an idea for a business for a really long time, chances are it has already evolved in your head many, many times. And that's kind of serving against you, because now you think to yourself, well, if I can't decide on a single idea, that means that I'm not ready to put anything to action. And that is wrong. Evolution happens whether you like it or not. So if you've been thinking about your idea for a while, yes, it's going to continue to morph in your head, but you don't have anything to show for it. Start taking action immediately and watch it evolve as a real thing. Watch it evolve while you're making money with it, while you're trying new things, while you're making new contacts. The idea in your head hasn't generated anything for you. It has not generated contacts. It has not generated opportunities. It's done nothing for you. It's just been in your head. It's just been like having a little playground in your head, which has been fun, but it's not getting you anywhere. So it's evolving in the wrong place. It's got to be evolving in front of you. So after Corporate Trailblazers was born, I started to learn more from having clients and from my message, and started to realize that, wait a minute, Corporate Trailblazers is a little bit confusing, because it sounds like I want to help people in corporate climb the ladder, become a trailblazer inside corporate, and that's not what I want. So I went to my Facebook group and I asked my audience, which by the way was small. I still have a small audience. There are coaches out there who have 10,000 people in their Facebook group. I have 500. I've been doing this for 2 years, right? So at that point, I probably had maybe a couple hundred, 300 people in my group. And I said, okay, I want to change the name. I want to call us something. What are we? And somebody suggested Trailblazing Out of Corporate Life. And I said, anybody? People liked it? Okay, let's try it out. So episode 50th, I rebranded. I actually got myself a branding strategist who helped me create the color scheme and who helped me create what the website concept was going to be. And technically, actually, I did that, but like it was based all on the work that I did with my branding strategist, who, by the way, is Tiffany Newman. If you want a branding strategist, you talk to Tiffany Newman, Neuman. No double N's, no W. Okay, no double anything. Neuman. Tiffany Newman, she was amazing. She helped me create Trailblazing Out of Corporate Life. And now here we are, about to reach episode 100, and I'm realizing that my business has grown, that it has evolved, that my message is much bigger now. I'm not all about just replacing your salary anymore. When I talk to people, I tell them you could be on the TED stage. You could be inspiring thousands of people. You could really scale your business in a really, really big way. And when I hear that somebody gets excited about that prospect, that gives me fire. I'm like, okay, this has grown to so much more than just salary replacement. This is going to be a movement. This is somebody who wants to become a global phenomenon. And that's where that idea came from. So my point with all of this is to tell you that if you're still struggling to start because you don't know if you have the right idea or not, I'm going to tell you, plant that seed outside of your head. Start to take action. Whatever opportunities are coming about, say yes to them. Say yes to them. If you are the kind of person who continues to ask, well, what is going to be my ROI? My return on investment on this. If you're that kind of person, you're going to be moving very slowly because you're asking the wrong questions. Your ROI, your return on investment, is progress. Without doing it, you get no progress. If you do it, you get progress. Now your idea has moved to a different plane, to a different stage. So I want you to keep moving in the physical world and keep watching that idea evolve. And if it starts to feel off, if it starts to feel like, you know what, this is not my message anymore, this is not what I like to talk about anymore, you pivot. And by the way, I still kind of feel like pivoting is pivot sounds like I'm changing 180 degrees, right? It feels like I'm changing a lot. Like I used to be this and now I'm this, but really it's less than a pivot. It's more like an evolution. So as you're watching me go through this process over the next 3 episodes, I want you to observe, what do I do? What am I posting on social media? I created a new Instagram account called the.global.phenomenon. the.global.phenomenon, and you can go follow it over there and see what am I doing there. I created a new Facebook page, theglobalphenomenon.com/Facebook. Now it exists, right? I'm in the process of creating the website, and it's been going around and around and around in my head of what this website should look like. And I think I finally landed on a concept that I enjoy, that I like. I got myself a logo. So that's still happening, and I'm having so much fun with it. I'm having so much fun creating this new brand. So I don't need to be tied down to anything. I am the boss. I can do whatever I want, and I get to bring you guys along with it. And that's how it should feel. It should feel exciting. It shouldn't feel like a huge risk, like, oh my God, what is going to happen? Because I am ultimately betting on myself, because I know that I will pull through, and I'm going to take myself to places that I want to be. And I know it's going to be awesome. So I want you to develop that same confidence. But you can't develop that confidence if you're not taking action. Because if you're not taking action, there's nothing for your confidence to be built on. So what you gotta do is just take action now. And what does that action mean to you? Does it mean creating a Facebook page and just start spreading your message? See what I'm doing in the Global Phenomenon Facebook page. How am I spreading the message? How am I trickling it out? I probably only have 20 likes on that page right now, but I plan on building it to so much more. But I am posting in there, getting my message tested. See, what does this feel like? Should it be a video? Should it be an image? What should I be including? Some personal pictures? Should it just be quotes? What should it be? You can watch me test it as I go. But what I want this to do ultimately is for you to figure out what are my next 3 steps and just do them. And one of them is going to feel really scary, and the other one is going to feel really easy. Start with the easy one. Who said that you have to start with a really hard one, right? Some people are out there saying, okay, no, I need to create a podcast. That's my next step. I'm like, that sounds like a huge undertaking. Have you started gathering an audience yet? Have you gone on Facebook? Maybe put $20 behind a Facebook ad, put a message out there and see who responds. See if you can start talking to some people about what they want to see, right? So don't put the biggest wall in front of you as step one. Take the smallest, easiest, most exciting step first and keep building on that. All right. That's kind of like, that's my message to you guys, is that evolution is part of this. And it can happen in the micro sense. It can happen in the big sense. It can happen after you've been in business for 2 years and you've already gone through 2 rebrands and now you're going to go through your 3rd one. Evolution takes many, many shapes, but you can't just let it continue to happen in your head. If you want to see something happen, you gotta get that out of your head and into the physical realm. Do something. Use me. Episode 100 is coming up. I want you to ask me a question. Ask me. Tell me what your story is. Ask me your question and I will answer it. Remember to go to the Facebook group to post your question and use hashtag 100. Okay? Episode 100 is coming up, where we are going to be having a huge party, because trailblazing out of corporate life is going to be evolving into the global phenomenon. This is going to be happening before your very eyes. This is episode 97. On episode 100, we're going to have a huge party. So go to the Facebook group. If you're watching this contemporaneously, right? It's possible you're watching this on YouTube and it doesn't really, it's out of sync, or listening on the podcast, it is out of sync. But I'm going to say it out loud anyway so you guys can see what the evolution process was like. This is episode 97. On episode 100, we're going to have a huge party in the podcast and in the Facebook group, where I'm going to answer all of your questions. I'm going to showcase your success stories with everything I've been doing for the past 2 years. I'm going to showcase your businesses. If you give me your website with your story, I will showcase your business right here. Okay. And I'm going to do a big raffle and a huge giveaway on episode 100. So to plug into that, come into the Facebook group. All of the rules will be laid out there so there's no confusion. I'm going to tag it. I'm going to put it in the announcement section of the Facebook group. So just go to inacoveney.com/Facebook, look at the top announcement, and that will explain everything that's happening for episode 100, which is going to be in 3 weeks. I am so excited to go through this with you guys. I can't wait for you to see everything I have prepared for the global phenomenon. It's going to be incredible. So if you have a really big vision for your life, you're watching me go through that, and I want you to come with me. So what do you say? Ready to do this? All right. Go to the Facebook group and join inacoveney.com/Facebook. I will see you there, and we'll get ready for our party for our 100th episode, which is also our goodbye episode. But it's not so much a goodbye, it's more like an evolution, if you know what I mean. All right, guys, I will talk to you very soon. It's been a pleasure as always, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye. Hey there! Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you just saw and you want more of that, subscribe to the channel right here. Also, here's another video that I think you should watch. And one more thing, did you know that there is a podcast? Just search for it, Trailblazing Out of Corporate Life with Ina Coveney, but you have to spell Coveney right. It ends in E-Y. I'll see you there.